Hey guys, I hope you watched my video where I tried to explain you again how how bad vibration is gonna affect your ex, low vibration, should I say. If you haven't, please watch it. It might open some of your eyes. And now, whilst we're on the topic of low vibration, we're going to talk about something that a lot of people that are trying to get their ex back are having problem with. Now, this is not obviously for everyone because some people, you know, don't have these issues, but a lot of them I've noticed do, and it's definitely blocking the spells, delaying the spells, and those are anger issues. So one of my clients, and I want to say hi, actually suggested this topic to me today because she's having these issues. So, very often when a breakup occurs, you're gonna feel some anger towards your ex, you're gonna feel resentment, not just because of the breakup, but also because of all the stuff before. No one's perfect, every relationship has problems, everyone will do something you don't like, for the most part, of course. And that definitely does create an issue. So, anger, the vibration of anger is very low, actually. Um, I'm just gonna Google to tell you exactly where it is. Okay, so the lowest is shame, followed by guilt, then apathy, grief, fear. Fear is very low, remember that. Desire, desire, guys, this is important. Desire is actually really low on a vibrational scale. So when you're really wanting something, um, it's not good, as I always tell you. I mean, you should want it, but not be obsessive. Anger is next. So, anger, yeah, anger is pretty low, as you can see, and then we kind of get to the neutral phase after a few more stages. So I'm just going to mention again while I'm looking at this vibrational scale that you need to be at least to be sort of receptive to start receiving goods from your spells. You need to be in the neutrality or willingness, even better, or acceptance. So these are like the ones that are sort of medium on the scale. You're not in the high vibrations yet. So there actually, I'm gonna mention four of them. So you should be either neutral or willing, or you should be in the acceptance mode, and then also reason is very good one. Not reason, but reason. Hope you get it. So be reasonable, okay? So basically, neutral will get you some benefits from the spell we did because you will be like, this is basically the state that a lot of people are when they do spell work. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And they're not bothered with it. And this is actually really good. It's not perfect, but it's quite well. Then willingness. Willingness is like when you are actually willing to, follow my advice, let go, when you're willing to work on yourself, you're really willing to better your life. You have made that decision that you will, stop obsessing and all this stuff. It's really good. Just deciding to stop with all of this nonsense with neediness and desperation, uh, for a lot of people, has opened the portal. And I have a lot of clients that just when they decided to be willing, after we had a little talk, they soon after the same day usually just let me know that things are starting to happen, not necessarily with an ex, but good things, because they have gotten to a bit higher vibration. Okay, acceptance is next. What does this mean? This means that you actually, well, in terms of an ex, okay, that you accept the breakup, that you accept the situation, that you are okay with it, and you are no longer in that denial phase where, oh, no, 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 I can't be in a breakup, I can't be single. You need to accept the situation. It's actually even on a higher vibration than these that we mentioned. So acceptance is really good. Reason, just being reasonable about everything, explaining yourself stuff, in a reasonable way. Just being reasonable also means to let go of the anger. So here we come to our theme, right? So reason is on a pretty, if we take a look, neutrality, so where you need to kind of be at least, is at 250. So reason is at 400, and then love is at 500. So it's not such a big difference. So see how high reason is really. Okay. Okay. So these also have like stages. So we have suffering, which would be shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, and anger. So getting by, anger could be kind of in between suffering and getting by. So it's really, really low. And then getting by would be like anger, pride, courage, neutrality. It's still getting by, it's just higher than others. Okay? So everything up from neutrality is good. Okay? So from willingness up from there, and you should at least get to acceptance or to reason, and if you can't, willingness will be okay. So anger, like we said, is pretty low on the scale. And why is that? Because being angry is number one, it's a very, very uncomfortable energy to be in for you, not just for your target. So like in energetic terms, when you're angry, it's repulsive, of course, because when someone feels that you're angry at them, they are avoiding you, right? So that is what happens on an energetical level. Again, they're getting repulsive energy from you, just as if you were needy or desperate. It's all the same. All of these low vibrational energies you might be having are all making the same effect to your target. It's basically just keeping them away from you. It's something that blocks them from you. It blocks the spells and therefore, them. So that's how it works. And the question is really how to let go of anger. Now, this can be hard to do for some people, and it takes time for most of us. So I will say that when you're very angry at someone, when you really resent the things someone said or did, um, it's your ego that's basically angry at that's resentful. And I could just say let go of your ego and put your ego behind, and that's what you should do. But I know it's really hard to just do, okay, I'm not gonna pay attention to my ego, like I'm not my ego. It's easy to say, it's hard to do. Basically we all have an ego, and that's just how it is, and we will always have one, no matter how much we let go and how much we get spiritual, no matter how much we practice. Sometimes our ego will get hurt. For the ones that are on high vibrations, it will not be as long term, and you will be able to let go of anger really fast. So it does depend on your charts as well. There are some zodiac signs that get angry really easy and really fast, but they also let go really fast. For example, Aries, which is myself. I will get angry even though I am vibrating high and everything. If someone angers me, I will get angry, but um earlier I would get angry and then I would have like an episode about it, and then I would let go really fast. And now I just, I get angry, but like it's very, very mild, especially for an Aries, and it's like it doesn't really bother me at all. So basically, to get to the point where anger doesn't really bother you, you again need to work on raising your vibration, and we do this through, and we already know this, right? We do this through self esteem work, working on ourselves, like really focusing on us, on our goals, achieving our goals. Just, it just boosts our vibration, obviously. And that is that. But to let go of anger towards a specific person, an ex that really hurt us, that can be more challenging, obviously. Just, all of this will help. So do it because it really helps a lot, a lot. And you will not even be aware of how much it helps while you're going through the process. And then one day you're just going to be like, oh, I'm doing so much better. Like my energy is so much better. It can just shift like that. It honestly can. And I've had clients that have been able to shift their energy super quick. I have this beautiful lady. I don't know if she listens to my channel. I know she did, but I don't know if she listens to it all the time, every audio. But she was able to shift her energy, and she was in a really low vibration for a while, and she was able to do it really amazingly fast. And she has made so much progress. We've done several types of spells for several areas of her life, and they're working so well because she's actually her vibration just is higher, and she's doing really, really well. And of course she struggles sometimes still, and then she talks to me and we work it out. So anger, yeah, let's go back to anger. Anger towards your ex. So basically, I guess it's really important to just explain to yourself that it's not that important in a great, some sort of great plan of your life. So this thing is not that important. And also, you need to explain to yourself that people often do and say things they don't mean because they're just humans and they're not in control of themselves fully, which you aren't either, and I'm not either, even. So that's normal. You just try to find a logical explanation where you can kind of have some compassion and understand why they behaved the way they did, and kind of, like I always say, try to look at it as a third person. So, not as you, as someone who was affected by this, but as an observer. And try to also think of the things you did, and maybe not to that specific ex, but to someone else, not necessarily an ex again, where you behaved in a similar manner and you did not mean anything, you know, that bad. It was just a reaction that you had at the time. It's important to let go of anger for the spells to work. I have to say this. And it's important to forgive. So it can be the hardest thing for a lot of people, especially if the ex did something, not usually exes are exes for some kind of reason, right? Not always, but usually. And usually they did something to hurt us. And that is just how it is, obviously. We can't change that. So you can't change what happened, and but you can forgive. Forgiveness, I have an audio on forgiveness that you can check out for more informations to help you with the whole process, but basically you're forgiving them for yourself. And you always should be kind of doing things also for yourself, not only for others. And I don't mean this in like being selfish or anything like that. I just mean it in an energetical way. Because if you're not gonna forgive someone, forgiving is not just saying I'm sorry to someone, okay? Forgiving is actually letting go of anger, basically, when you think about it. And when you say I'm sorry to someone, it doesn't really mean a lot if you're just saying it and you are not letting go of anger. And that this is maybe why this person is not forgiving you. You actually need to do it on an energetical level. So even if you don't say it, but you actually do it energetically, it will have more effect on a person than if you just say it and don't really mean it and you're just saying it to get back together or whatever. Empty words, empty phrases don't work for a reason, and that is because the energy behind them does not match. So if your words and your energy doesn't match, it will not be received the way you want. You really need to match your words with your energy. So that is why lying is if you're a bit more spiritually advanced and can sense energies, you will just know when someone is lying because their energy is not matching their words. And this is kind of like lying, even though I know you're not lying on purpose and you really are sorry. You are sorry, but you are not forgiving. So it's not really matching, and that's why this person is not forgiving you even though you said you're sorry, they're still angry at you, they're still upset because your energy and your words do not align. So you really need to get your energy to align with your wishes and your words. Everything needs to be in alignment for the spell to work. Okay? So, yeah, you should meditate on it. You should understand that this person is just, and I seriously do think like this about, people, and because it is what it is, we're all energy, right? And this person probably had some sort of karmic contract where they were supposed to do that, so it will kind of trigger you for a reason. It's all kind of this great plan for your soul, and you should view it like that, and it will kind of maybe be helpful to not put so much ego into this, because we are supposed to be on this human experience for a reason, and we are supposed to get the experiences that we are having in order for us to grow spiritually. Okay, so when you understand this, it's easier to deal with anger, hurt, and neediness, desperation. You just become a different individual. And this is what we're working on. This is what I work on with my clients. This is important to me because it's so much more than just spell work, right? You can see that this channel is so much more than spell work, okay? So I am really hoping this is clear. And yeah, I hope it helps. I know it's not like super helpful because I'm totally aware that it's a hard thing to do. And it's not really something I can tell you, do this and this to let go of anger, because it's different for everyone and there is no special method. You're just gonna have to see what works. Bye.